Okay, I have done some grinding because I realised that I was rather underleveled, but also I was rather under-equipped, and I have buffed up my equipment rather. And now, hopefully, we're going to go and take care of Lucia for the last time. It's quite interesting to me that we've got French enemies here all of a sudden. Lucia has no reason to still be here. The main thing I've boosted is my defense, by the way. That's rather good. This party is still a bad choice, but don't really care. I like that Rena's spellcast is just like pointing, like a proper disco point. Don't do it. Okay. Also, I did the infinite money cheat again. I'm sure their backstory wasn't that substantial. I can go. Where exactly I am going to go is back to my castle to rest up. And then we shall see if this party can handle the final dungeon. I'm kind of worried about the final boss because it's like a 6-part enemy and every part's got 5,000 health. And one of the parts, and I can't remember off the top of my head which, can cast a resurrection spell. Wrong way, never mind. Okay.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. Yourself?
I'm playing Suikoden too.
More like Suikoden too.
Well done. Hopefully, I can finish today. This is the final dungeon. There are only like 3 bosses left, something like that.
Ooh. I played a bit of The Last Guardian today.
I saw your video.
The game is nice.
Uh-huh.
It's a sweet little animal.
The cat burb.
It's like kinda cat, bird, dog-ish.
It's a floof. That's what matters.
It's adorable animal.
I still feel like I don't really know anything about that game, you know? I haven't been paying attention to it or reading reviews.
I haven't read any reviews, and I never watched any preview stuff for it. So, a lot of what this game is, I'm kind of like learning from playing it.
That's cool.
I mean, because it was a thing I wasn't like The Last Guardian was kind of announced at the point where I was like firmly on the Xbox 360, and I felt like, oh, I'm probably not going to get a PlayStation 3 at this point.
God, remember those days.
Well, it's more like the thing is like I'm on this thing, and I don't think I'm going to be able to get one. It's not like I'm not. It wasn't like a thing of like I'm not going to get one because it's bad. It's more like, oh, I'm not going to be able to get one, so I'm going to try and avoid like caring about these games.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean. Like, there's plenty more to like. It's not like the console wars thing. It's like actually, there was a long period where PS3 looked like a bad bet.
But I mean, this was past the point where PS3 looked like a bad bet, because
I guess when was Last Guardian announced? Like
2007. Oh no, yeah, it was PS3. PS3 was a bad bet in 2007.
Yeah, I was gonna say because like it's been...
nobody could spend £425 on that.
Uh-huh.
Well, actually, I know people who did.
Yep, there's always one.
Mm.
God, this game's commitment to verisimilitude, where every castle just has 1,000,000 rooms for storing spare weapons, because they have no idea how an economy works.
But yeah, The Last Guardian, it does feel like a game that Team Eco would have made.
is it actually a different team, or is it just the team Ico people got bought out, or is it Eco?
It's Eco. Team Eco kind of like, I think they still exist, but yeah, the development staff from Team Eco kind of left. Like the Last Guardian staff left Team Eco, and moved on to Gen Design.
Which is who's made Last Guardian?
Yes, that's the credited main developer of The Last Guardian. Though there are like so many rumors of like many Sony studios having their hands on it that I'm interested to see what the credits look like.
Yeah. I mean, with a game that's been knocking around that long, you expect quite a lot of people to have been involved one way or another.
I mean, those are like rumors on like Final Fantasy 15 for a while, that like they had like Avalanche helping out and things like that. Because like, oh, we haven't done open world before, so let's get an open world developer to help us.
What are Avalanche known for?
Just Cause.
Ah, right. Yeah, I doubt that somehow. Particularly since it's not an open world game. FF15. Right?
Yeah. And
just blatantly not.
FF15 isn't as stupidly large as Just Cause open worlds are. And by stupidly large, I really do mean like too big.
Maybe I should play some Just Cause games. I like big open spaces in video games, right?
Oh yeah, definitely fun to mess around with, and you can tie things together with a grappling hook in Just Cause 2. It's definitely a game for mayhem.
Isn't it more of a sandbox than an open world, though?
I mean... Well, I mean, what makes it not an open world and a sandbox, in a way?
Well, sandbox is fundamentally, like, it resets every instance. Yeah, so, like, GTA is a sandbox.
Yeah.
Because you, like, lose your warrant and then nobody cares. Whereas, like, Skyrim is an open world because supposedly there are consequences to your actions.
But you can also get a warrant and lose that.
Yeah, but I mean, like, it's. I
kind of always saw the open world as more of a structural thing, and the sandbox is more of a like game design approach.
I guess. Hello, Devon and Devon's dog.
Yeah, hi. You're in the middle of talking, so I didn't want to interrupt, but then my dog decided to do it for me.
It's fine, it's fine.
I just wanted to double check, you are using the guide to get through this dungeon, right? Because otherwise it's kind of annoying.
I haven't been.
You probably should after this fight. It's gonna tell you to go left. You can just skip that, there's nothing really worth doing over there.
So straight on?
Yeah. Oh my god. Apparently, we're going to be experimenting with letting the small dogs out of their containment and seeing how everything reacts. So that's going to be probably noisy in a bit.
No kidding. Good luck.
Yeah.
I hope the puppers get along.
Me too.
Oh, it's a one-on-one.
Yeah.
That means...
Guide.
Yes. I can't let you pass to the sun. Choose to use. I hate it when they open with something where I get attacked. Okay. Choose to attack. God, this is system is so rubbish when you actually have a guide. It's so underwhelming. It's like it's even less deep than the strategic combat. Oh, so this is the Black Sword Rune Bearer from the first game. Oh, from the prequel.
backstory.
Yeah.
Not the prequel. This is completely like unrelated. Like you don't actually see Han and Genkaku's thing in any other game. It's just he was Genkaku's counterpart.
Right. Would this be a good point to go back and save and heal up, or will I have to backtrack the whole route again?
I think you will have to backtrack. You might be able to go just straight down. Because like you had to do the loop around to the right, but I think if you go down, it unlocks that door.
Nope. Well, never mind then.
Alright, well.
Onwards.
You will encounter a save point that will fully heal you immediately before the boss fights, the final boss fight.
Oh, that's a staircase. That's an ascending staircase, right. I am still using the bad party. Out of stubbornness.
God.
Well,
So bad.
Like, I either use the bad party or I have to level another character and gear them to catch up to my
Which
bad
takes like
party.
10 minutes.
Not when it comes to locating all the fucking gear you need.
Yeah, like I literally never had a problem like gearing up.
Yeah, but you've done everything and been everywhere at this point.
You haven't been anywhere that I like. You haven't missed any like towns or anything that I went to. Like the only thing different in my fucking castle is that there were a bunch of excess people and like a chef. And I didn't even end up using the chef, I just bought a bunch of mega medicine. But yeah, there's like you got the key people that like actually matter, so it's not actually difficult to. And like you got the gold hammer and everything too. Like you should not have any issue gearing people up. So, but he already decided to do this with a bad party, so whatever.
Well, we'll get up to the final boss and then see, assuming that I can beat whatever else is in the boss rush.
It's just Culkin and Seed and then the Beast Room.
Okay.
It should be anyway.
Is there
There's a fucking lot to go through though. Just like physical space to traverse, which is annoying.
God, there's a Last Guardian trophy to get through the game in 5 hours or less.
Good grief. Now I really want to look up eco speedruns.
That game,
Like,
that's not a particularly long game as well.
yeah, like there's loads of Shadow of the Colossus speedruns. I've seen several.
Hmm.
Oops. Got stuck on a corpse. Oh, wind amulet. And a champion's rune.
The Champion's Rune, when you equip it, will basically anything that you could let go won't show up as a random encounter,
Ah.
which isn't useful.
Certainly not
Especially
here.
not this late.
It's a cool idea. I
Yeah, but
found
the first game actually gave it to you in a period where you could use it.
Where did I come in from? That one's locked. Oh dear. I really hope I can finish this game tonight.
I mean, there's a lot of possible, like, game time left.
I don't know, it's this dungeon and the bosses, and that's it.
Yeah.
But, like, that could be quite a long time.
I will also give you a tip for the final boss once you get there. There are 4 targets, and you want to take out one specific one because it can rejuvenate the others.
Yeah, it's bottom left or bottom right, it's in the guide.
It's right leg.
Okay.
It's very important to kill the right leg immediately.
Oh god. Throw away the other item. I've got to have something here that I don't care about.
What I ended up doing was, instead of actually like prepping, like pretending I was gonna get through this with healing spells, I just like unloaded everything in my pack that I didn't need and filled up on Mega Medicine. And just healed when I needed to, which ended up being like twice through the whole dungeon.
Yeah. I never did look up how to do the kindness rune underflow.
I told you like 4 times. You just kill someone and let them die in battles until their kindness stat is below 0, and then they'll underflow it. Like, it's literally that
It's
easy.
that simple?
Yes, I
What the
fucking
hell?
told you like 4 times.
No, I
You
thought there was
didn't
some.
listen.
I thought there was something else to it than that.
No.
God, how does that happen? Like,
Just didn't.
who
they
doesn't
didn't-
put a 0? Check for 0 in.
No,
Ah.
like I guess they wanted to make it so like it returned a negative value. So if you were not kind to this character, you started getting negative. But like they didn't do it right because it's a shitty game, so it underflows.
Good grief.
Wow.
So, like the maximum number you can get naturally is 127 as a bonus, but like it just goes to 999 if you underflow. So the character in question just deals 999 damage on a base level all the time.
It's pretty silly.
Yeah. The speedrunner one-shotting Luca Blight was hilarious.
Right, where are we? Oop, surprise soldiers. I love that these halls are guarded by soldiers, but also just swarming with random monsters.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a bit.
I mean, like I said, there was that scene where Joey pretended to sacrifice his wife to the Beast Rune for morale. So it's just like these people are used to having monsters around, I guess.
Yeah.
It's still a dumb story.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Does the wife actually appear again after that?
Yeah, she's fine.
Okay.
That was a doll with fake blood.
I mean, he calls it a doll, but so far all I've seen is that one line where he says "doll."
No, she runs off with fucking Pilico.
Ah, okay.
I don't know if it's gonna show up in the fucking not 100% run, but
I don't
that's
think I've
definitely
seen
what
that
happened.
scene.
I think it happens later.
Possibly. Where am I going? Take that out. East is the end. Head.
Actually, no, it definitely happened in this speed run. So
So way outside here. Does that mean I can go home?
it's just physically outside. I'm pretty sure, not out of the dungeon. What is that noise?
Oh, sorry. Some dice rattling.
Okay.
I'd just gotten some dice and I wanted to look at them.
Fair enough.
Didn't realise how loud they'd be.
No worries. God, this is just a massive, needless outdoor area. That's very...
Told you. This final dungeon is large and full of things that don't need to be, just because like it's the final dungeon and obnoxious. Also, that's the plaza where all the soldiers were watching Joey sacrifice, quote unquote sacrifice. But yeah,
Where do I go?
you went the wrong way.
Did I?
Yeah, you did. I never went to this part of the map, so like I never went to that plaza except for up where the podium was. So.
No, I backtracked from there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no. Once you're done there, just go north, and you have to take the right door, I think.
I can't fucking... Where the hell was I? So I've done that. Does it say you can go outside? Completely lost my place.
Alright, well, let's see if I can help you find your place. If I still have the fucking walkthrough bookmark. There we are.
Oh no, got it. You can head south and go outside if you like. Head north. Oh, one of these is probably locked. Apparently.
Head north, following the path through another room with 2 doors. Right is locked to the left, and fight a group of Highlands, and continue on into another fork.
Yep. And they're trying so hard to make this feel like it's actually a castle with all these spare rooms full of armory, but it just doesn't work because they've clearly never been in an actual castle.
Yeah, like with castle can't just be like a maze to confuse intruders. It has to actually make
Function
sense
as a
building
fortress
that human beings can normally get around in. Which I think probably is the shortcoming of most of this game, is just like a lot of the settings are just like no. A lot of these are just places that people have been and worked at, but they don't fucking feel like it. And also, oh my god, the castle is so bad.
Mm-hmm.
I was just like thinking of just like looking up like who worked on these games and if they've ever done anything before, so we could
Well, let's... I wonder if there's like a credits listing somewhere.
I was just looking at the director of the game on the Wikipedia.
Mm-hmm.
Director of 1, 2, and 3. Well, producer, writer, director.
Yeah. And
I do tend to. I've kind of actually heard that like director is more of an administrative role on Japanese development. Like they're just kind of in charge of making sure everyone does their job.
Because normally that'd be producer.
Yeah.
he was both.
Ah, well, definitely in that case.
Producer, writer, director for Suikoden 1, 2, and 3.
Good grief.
And also
Yeah.
10,000 Bullets, the only game produced by Blue Moon Studios. And it didn't come out in the US. It came out in Europe. It is a third-person shooter about an elite hitman named Crow who works for an Italian mob family.
Apparently, it's not very good.
No, it's
It
not.
sounds like it would possibly not be very good.
He's also the scenario writer on The Alliance Alive, which is
a 3DS game that hasn't come out yet.
it's Furyu's next game. Developer of The Legend of Legacy, a game.
What the hell's going on with this
written
angle of this path? Is that an exact
It's so
45
bad.
degree? Just stop!
Oh.
Konami's level
Oh,
designers! Please!
Yeah, Furyu did Legend of Legacy, which like that game has like named talent on it that it does not use.
Nice.
But like, I mean, to be fair, they have like Masato Kato as the writer, and like thankfully there's not a lot of
dear
writing in
God.
that game.
Okay, so Furyu's other games, a lot of which haven't come out here, include a bunch of fucking visual novels for like existing properties, like Televeru and Himoto Umaru-chan and Terraformers, apparently.
Oh
It's
god.
just like, holy shit!
Doraemon.
Yep. Card Fight Vanguard. Unchained Blades. Yeah. It's just like, ooh, anime-style sniping game, Last Bullet. Like,
Wow.
Furyu has some really, really dense shit.
No
Hello.
kidding. Oh, hey Coleen.
Hello.
God. At least I am gaining experience as we go through this.
I'm just reading like the some of the translated bits from the Famitsu interview about the Alliance Alive, and it just sounds kind of Dry.
misguided. Yeah, anything that describes itself as classic RPG.
We dare to go against the latest trends and have a world map.
FF15 is just a big world map, okay? The world map is not dead.
We're optimizing the distance between towns and dungeons as well as the encounter rate so that you'll feel pleasantly satisfied, not stressed.
JRPGs have got to be smooth.
Jesus.
Rowan fucking Kaiser.
Part of the reason there are 9 protagonists is that...
What?
No, let me finish. Part of the reason there are 9 protagonists is that we want you to find the one you like.
It's not going to be any of them. Let's be honest here. It's not going to be any of them. Exist Archive's got like 9 playable characters and they're all terrible according to Pete.
Ugh.
I mean,
Well,
it's
it's-
trying.
I
Exist,
wonder-
Exist,
like,
Exist Archive also has the worst fashion I've ever seen in a video game.
No dear.
The outfits are so bad.
Is that game any good?
I literally haven't played it yet. It has the best looking world map I've seen since Resonance of Fate, so I bought it. Because I am weak and predictable.
And everything you do is your fault. You're to blame for everything that befalls you.
Yep.
Ugh. I can't believe the Legacy or Legend of Legacy, whatever company. Can't believe they made fucking visual novels for to love her. Jesus. Harem garbage.
I mean, you
Legend
trace the lineage of most Japanese games companies back far
I mean,
enough and you
not
find
directly.
visual novels,
Like, it's like,
but...
that's like fucking 3 years ago. That's
Yeah.
too close.
Why am I still finding, like, window sets in this fucking neck deep in this stupid castle?
Because they think you care.
No kidding.
Actually, I lied. To Love Her Darkness True Princess came out on November 5th, 2015.
What? I mean, Tulufru is not new.
Yeah, I know, but like, it's still coming out because the manga is still coming out.
Oh, fair enough.
And like, they just finished. I say just, but like last year they finished the. Actually, just like last week they released the final OVA for the latest anime series. So it's just like, yeah, that's still going.
Right, I have hit a save crystal that healed me.
Yep, you're gonna have a boss fight, and you can immediately, after they're dead, come back and heal again. So.
Good. Like the sound of that. I can't get over the fact that in this game there is a character who looks like Squall who is called Seed.
Yeah.
1998 was wild.
And who is now throwing 9 exclamation marks at me in the space of 2 sentences. Also, the Lordly Knight just initiated combat by saying, "Let's go, Becky."
Yep.
Right.
Also, this did come out before Final Fantasy VIII.
Yeah.
It was after Final Fantasy VII. I can't believe this was after Final Fantasy VII. Jesus.
Yep.
I mean, I guess that's believable since, like, they probably started up the project pretty early, pretty, like, well before Final Fantasy VII probably even showed up anywhere.
I wouldn't think Suikoden 2 was started before Final Fantasy VII.
Like, Suikoden 1 came out in 1995 in Japan, and it was pretty much just as bad mechanically.
Like,
There were, like, little tweaks happened, but, like, it's still generally kind of crap.
also, like, development times weren't quite as lengthy back then.
Yeah.
I mean, I suppose I'm just thinking, like, a lot of developers were probably just stuck in like thinking like this is the way that we make JRPGs, and just because Final Fantasy wants to be new and fancy doesn't mean that that we're gonna move on.
The sales figures for FF7 would have been in.
Yeah,
they were absurd right from the start.
I suppose.
Like,
but I wonder if still that like some saw it as an opportunity to just further push what they already had.
I mean, this definitely feels cut from a similar cloth to Wild Arms. So that just sealed my magic, which is all my most powerful attacks and my healing.
Yep.
By which I mean, fuck.
Yeah, I never had that happen to me.
What the...
Like, you just didn't use it because RNG.
Well, I can't use items either? Or maybe she doesn't have any on her. Who might still have items? I might have unequipped all the items. Crap.
But yeah, Suikoden 2 came out like nearly 2 years in reality, because it's like December 17th of 98, and Final Fantasy 7 came out January 31st, 97. So like they definitely had time to like consider.
Yeah. Like, I wonder if it was just, but this might have been a like, just rather thinking conservatively.
Maybe.
Medieval fantasy story with conservative design principles. Who'd have thunk?
Ended up being popular. Fucking shocking no one.
I mean,
Because
like how
idiots like things.
you have to think how well did the first Suikoden do in Japan?
Yeah.
It's like if that game in particular did really well, then that's probably why they stuck to the principles. But I'm not gonna like speculate on that because I don't know.
I mean, it's a series that I at least hear about from people, so I'd imagine it was at least somewhat successful.
Yeah, I can't really say anything about the Japanese reception because that's before we really started cataloging that stuff.
Yeah.
And like the entire reception thing on Wikipedia is just like, yeah, all these Western things say it was the best fucking video game on the PlayStation.
Sometimes
like, okay, chill.
they'll have like a Famitsu score, which Suikoden's Famitsu score is not particularly high. It's 26.
Oof, that's actually really rough.
Considering, like, well, to be fair, like, Famitsu score, I don't know if it was the same back then, but, like, Famitsu scores correlate with advertising.
Yeah. Oh, hey, Suikoden sales versus other JRPGs, raw data from VG charts.
Nice.
Thanks, game FAQs. Okay. Okay, so Japanese sales versus worldwide. 0.38 mil for Suikoden 2, or 0.38 mil in Japanese and 0.68 for worldwide. I do not see. Oh, oh boy, Suikoden 1, 0.21 mil, 210,000 copies in Japan, 600,000 worldwide. Yikes. That's not great. It's not as bad as Suikoden 5, which is 190k Japanese and 350 worldwide. Or Suikoden Tier Christ, which is 150k and 240k Japanese worldwide. Or Suikoden Tactics, 70k in Japan, 200k worldwide.
Damn. That is some Konami-style tragedy right there.
Yeah, Suikoden 3 did the best. It had 380k in Japan and 980k worldwide, but that's still not great.
It's not huge, certainly not for when it came into being.
The top 4 are Pokemon.
Yeah.
In this giant list. and then it's Dragon Quest 9, 7, 3, then Final Fantasy 8, Dragon Quest 8, Final Fantasy 7, Dragon Quest 6, 4, Final Fantasy 9. Yeah. Basically, until let me count how many of these are like Final Fantasy and Dragon Quest, because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So the top 4 are Pokemon, the next 17 are Dragon Quest or Final Fantasy, and then Chrono Trigger. And then another 6 Final Fantasy and Dragon Quest, so...
Yeah.
So that's the top 23, isn't it? From those 3 franchises. And then Chrono Trigger.
Yeah, pretty much.
Good grief.
And then 6 more Final Fantasy, Dragon Warrior, Dragon Quest. And then Kingdom Hearts 2, then the Final Fantasy Legend, Saga Frontier, Kingdom Hearts 1, Dissidia Final Fantasy, Final Fantasy Tactics Advance.
Right. Oh, okay.
Okay, here's the fun thing. Xenogears, then Final Fantasy 13 2, Tales of Destiny.
Oh. So is that the best-selling Tales game, then?
By these numbers, which is 4 years old.
And also it's VG charts.
Yeah.
Which isn't necessarily the most reliable.
But, like, holy shit. But yeah, then it goes like Type 0, Crisis Core, Destiny 2, more Saga, then like Destiny 2, like actual, or Eternia, Tales of Eternia, then Xillia, Rebirth, Abyss, all these things. And then Chrono Trigger DS is somewhere in among all the Tales games.
Huh.
Yeah, this is absurd.
A lot of franchise sticking points there, really.
Yeah.
I mean, that's no surprise. Like, you look at probably one of the big games over here, it's probably not going to be that drastically.
The lowest on this list is Final Fantasy 13 for 360. 0.01 mil. It's 10k copies in Japan, but 1.93 outside. Ugh.
That's the platform I played on.
That is also the platform I played on. With
Japan.
With its 3 discs.
I've told the story about how I got to the end of the I got to the end of chapter. I fought Barty, and then I won, and then I accidentally turned my fucked up faceplate of a 360 off while trying to swap out the disc. So I just gave up.
That's about where I got on my first playthrough, but it's because I didn't own the copy.
I finished the game on my first playthrough very quickly.
Good job.
Like I got to Grand Pulse, which is right after Barty, like pretty much all in one sitting. because I was like, I'm borrowing this game, I'm gonna get through it in one sitting. And then I got to Grand Pulse, and it's like, I need to sleep, and then I looked up, it's like, how much of the game is left? I'm on disc 3. And then it's like, oh, there's still a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I played that game for like a full week when I should really have been studying at the time. And then, yeah. That was...
I see you're seeing the scene where Jillian runs off with Pilka at Joey's behest. Can you imagine spending 112 hours on this fucking game, Becky?
112 hours?
Yes. That is the time listed in the guide. By the person who wrote the guide.
Whoa!
Also, Becky, you're being quiet, and I don't know if you muted yourself on accident.
Yeah, sorry, I had. So just imagine I was conversing with you for however long that was.
Why didn't they say anything to me?
They come into my chat just to ignore me?
I mean, normally I just let you talk about Pokemon, which I have nothing to contribute to because I know shit about that game. Next month it's just going to be a lot of me swearing on Twitter about just not having any pre-prepared literacy in the game.
Interesting, because like it feels like they've changed things up quite a bit in the new one.
Yeah, it's they kind of smoothed off a lot of the edges, but also kind of lost some of the texture that I liked from the gens I actually played. So,
It's been like, God, actually, it's been 10 years since I last was really into one. So, yeah.
I stopped with Pearl, so
Same here.
And
Well,
I've just never stopped playing, ever.
Why does Julia fall in love with Joey?
because plot.
'Cause this fucking game is terrible.
But this is a character-driven RPG.
Devon, get out! Like, actually, I don't care where you are now, get out of it!
It is a character-driven RPG, as in I'm driven away by the characters in this RPG. I really just.
I like how it
I'm so
fades
sorry.
to black just to, like, maybe suggest that something interesting is happening. Where's this? Was the save crystal down here? Yes, there we go.
I am really curious to see what Becky has to say on the podcast about the new Pokemon, considering, like, I don't really know many people who haven't really played Pokemon.
I have like half an hour on Yellow.
It's kind of a ubiquitous series, so
It really is. Like, even among normies,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
when I was doing student music, there was a guy who covered the Pokemon cartoon theme, and I would be literally the only person in the room going, "This does nothing for me." It's just
Yeah. That I can say that like there is like children still talk about Pokemon.
They
Still
do.
care about this stuff.
I have a little nephew who the first thing he asked me on Christmas is, do I play Pokemon?
damn.
And I'm like, you're like 4?
And you gotta credit the endurance of the series, because the first game came out in 94? 5?
96.
Uh,
I can't. I don't think it was that. I remember.
it's 96 in Japan because this was their 20th anniversary year.
Yeah.
I'm not sure when
98 for North America.
Yeah, that's what I figured. It would have been like 98 or something.
And 99 for us.
Damn. Okay,
Europe.
right leg, you said.
Right leg.
Let's get that killed quickly.
So
You might have to take out the rune, like the orb, before you can target it, but
No, I can target it.
you might not be able to do damage to it though. Which is yeah, I don't remember.
Let's see.
It's a really annoying boss that doesn't fit with any of the fucking themes of the game that it tries to have, and it's just like, why is this boss here? Arbitrary shit is, I guess, popular because that's how writing works, I guess.
So wait, is this the second to last boss?
No, this is the last boss.
I was like, is this like the sort of? Yeah, I guess this is a JRPG. I guess.
Yep. Oh god, this is a JRPG.
At least in the first one, it was just like the final multi-headed dragon boss was the rune, like it took over, or it was being used by the leader of the empire you had to throw down. And it was just like, okay, that's actually kind of appropriate. It's out of nowhere, but fine. It's the dude I want to kill. But Luca Blight died like 10 hours ago.
Right.
So
Do I... If I'm using combo magic, does that consume 2 MP of the relevant level?
Yes.
Right, so I don't want to do that.
I mean, it also gets you like a bunch of extra damage. So,
yeah,
like,
yeah, but I want to save it for later, I think. Later in the fight.
Yeah, you probably want to save it until... Just take out the, the orb and then blast all your AoE stuff.
There's nothing in the guide about the orb preventing damage to other parts.
I'm pretty sure...
It says the obvious first target is the right leg. Then the core. So...
I'm trying to think of like JRPGs that don't end with like a giant god monster as the final boss.
I'm thinking of one right now, but I don't. But it's spoilers for something that came out recently.
Yeah, I know which one you're talking about. Well, I think I know which one you're talking about, but I'm just gonna assume.
It's definitely
okay. Here's the guide I'm reading. First, cast Guardian Earth on Hero's Mother Earth Rune, then unleash your strongest magic attacks on the rune itself to start with, since it is protecting the rest of its parts with a magic barrier. Once
Right.
the rune is gone, focus your attacks on the right leg.
Okay.
Like, I remembered seeing that and going, oh, that's kind of annoying.
Yep.
Woof! What the hell? Why is my Wii U switched on?
Because they do that at random for no fucking reason.
What? No, this is the only time it's ever happened.
Really?
Yeah.
I looked at my Wii U gamepad yesterday, and just the absolute coat of dust it just has on the gamepad.
I dusted my Wii and gamepad and stuff today, and my Wii U Pro Pad, which has literally never even been synced to the console, was vile. But my mother is coming to visit on Friday, so everything has to be clean.
I mean, it's unfortunate because I have a lot of stuff I want to play on Wii U. I just have so many other things I want to play on my PS4.
Yep.
I have a few things I want to get on Wii U, but they're all expensive as hell, and I'm broke. So I want to play Hyrule Warriors, but
yeah.
I like how this boss can't even do hitting me with a planet properly. Like, it brings the moon on screen, but it just kind of leaves it there, and it glows.
And also the moon isn't a planet.
Shut up. You know what I mean.
I was on the opposite side. The moon, it can't do hitting with a planet right. It tries to hit you with a planet and brings up Pluto.
Oh man, that would actually be a really good joke. But nope.
I suppose back when that game came out, it was still considered a planet, though.
Yep.
you don't have the Mother Earth room, do you?
Nope.
God, it's really good. That was like the one thing I was just like, oh, this is actually a really good tip from the guide. Everyone is taking like a quarter damage. Oh my god.
What's it actually do? Is it just a...
It's defense and magic defense up for 5 turns.
Ah. Yeah, that would help.
Once you take out the right leg, you can just focus on the head, since those are the only that and the rune. Those and the rune are the only mandatory parts of the thing you have to kill.
Okay. Okay, there goes the core. Or the rune, I guess. And she attacked the right target thereafter, which should be quite close to dead as well.
Mm-hmm.
Right. You do the healing for one more turn. This... Oh no, hang on, I don't need Protag to do the healing because...
You have kindness rain.
Not because of kindness rain, because Rena has Thor combo magic.
Yeah. Water and lightning.
God, the camera work in this fight is really bad.
Yeah.
But also that might kill me, because my heal didn't go off in time.
I think Thor resurrects you too, so...
Oh, maybe.
Like, I'm 90%
Oh,
sure
God.
about that.
I hope you're right. Yep.
Like, I'm-
Yeah, they got up. It's fine. Okay, that's the leg down. Time for some heads.
Oh.
We're getting into the kind of territory though where I want to be a bit careful. Of my kindness rain. Cool.
Yeah, I think by the time I actually needed to recast the defense boost, like the beast was already like 80% dead, so I just went for it. Yay. Also, I had that thing where like my protagonist was confused and accidentally berserked 5 of my party members, so
Things that would help. That powerful end of turn healing. Oh, I still have a battle oath. Let's use that because it goes off quickly. Actually, she's still got Silent Lake. No, that's not good. But I do have 2 kindness range there, and she's fast. That's good to know.
yeah, I tend to save battle oaths for when people need healing, and also I need people to be berserked.
No. let's groundhog the left head and see what happens.
I definitely suplexed the final boss too.
I'll be quite pleased if I can swallow it. Particularly if it's animated so you only swallow the head, that you just pull it off, chew it a bit, and then stick it back on.
No.
No, I don't think that's...
That's a shame.
Nothing will like satisfy me in this game as much as suplexing the bone dragon.
Yeah.
Which sounds so awesome. It sounds like a euphemism for something that I don't.
You're not wrong.
I just think, well, I don't know, just bone is just a word that does that.
I'm glad that people are at least borrowing the one good thing to learn from Final Fantasy VI is that suplexing bosses is amazing.
Yeah.
Yes.
I liked Kasumi a bit better in the first one because she still had the suplex rune, but also she was a long-range person. She threw knives instead of just punching people.
Yeah.
Or knifing people. I forget what she does. She's a ninja. She suplexes people. That's all I need to know.
That's all a ninja should do, really.
Yeah.
There we go, that's one head down.
She also let me get into the ninja village early and sell a gold bar for 80k so I could get the stupid guy who needs you to earn 50k through trading posts.
God. Right, now the left leg is active. What's the ghost indicate in statuses?
I don't know. Let me go look at Suiko's stores and they'll probably have something. Games. Suikoden 2. Status effects. Gameplay guides, maybe. Status guide. Yes. There's a little, like, speech bubble that's unfriendly. And that's unfriendly.
Which
and it means they can't participate in unite attacks?
Right, okay.
Okay. Oh, there's also a status effect called Rust, which is just, it drops your weapon level.
Yikes. I wondered what that one was gonna do.
Oh boy, you can be afflicted by target, which makes all the enemies attack the victim. Which
That's
is cured
both
by
heads down.
eating buttered clams. Anything with clams in it for some reason. there's buttered clams, clam pudding, grilled scallops, steamed abalone, and clam mayonnaise. Why?
That's amazing.
Did someone just not like clams?
Why is there 160,000 pots reward for beating the final boss?
Because
what the fuck are you gonna spend it on?
Actually, you do have to go back to base, and there's like a final save you can make.
Oh.
And if you want to upgrade characters' weapons, if they reappear or pass stats onto Suikoden 3.
Oh, yes, of course.
Also, wasn't there a recent Kotaku story that they were considering a new game plus, and there's data about it in the game?
I don't know or care. Apparently, a cure for sleep is gyoza. or fruit gyoza, steamed gyoza, fried gyoza, deep fried gyoza, or ramen.
Fair enough. Why clams? Were clams the antidote for rost?
No, they were for being targeted by
Oh
stuff.
yeah.
What the fuck is
Like, someone just have like on the team.
God,
just
you know that
really
path,
slow
that
clam
weird
watch.
angled path I complained about before? Watch
Yeah,
the protagonists
it's
run up
funny as
it
hell.
in a ridiculous diagonal because they didn't think this through. And also, am I going to have to watch him flee the entire castle?
Basically, yes.
Because it took a very long time to get through this castle.
Okay, so the cure for rust is sunamono, which is cucumber salad
Right, okay.
or sour shrimp.
What is this game doing?
I was about to say, almost all of these status healing items sound like it'd be unpleasant for me to eat because I don't like clams, but sour shrimp sounds good.
I mentioned this before, but there's a guy you have to recruit to make a bathhouse for your castle, and you do this by eating fried tacos because it gives you the status effect toasty, which makes it look like you just came out of the bath. And he's just like, "Hey, do you like baths?" And you're just like, "Yeah, I like baths. Come make a bath at my castle." That's a literal thing that happens at the 108 stars.
Well, we're done. We're free.
Yeah.
We get to see the bad ending.
No, it's a good ending.
Well, yeah, I suppose it's not the bad ending, because the bad ending is the one where you run away from, like, Necklord or whatever.
I guess, yeah.
There is a genuine ending there, apparently.
Yeah. Endings, guys. Let's fire this fucker up. 4 kinds of endings. Yeah. Okay, that's fun. There's 4 endings. There's give up the fight in Tinto, which is the bad ending, and ending 3, which is the best ending, the true ending, where you go duel Joey, and then Leknot shows up and just like, "Hey, you did everything right, and I'm gonna take away like all the shit that's going on with your runes. I guess you go away and have a new life with your sister who isn't dead."
Yeah.
But I guess ending 2 is like you do that, but you kill Joey in the process of dueling him.
Ah. Whoops. Anyway, final save time was 30 hours and 51 seconds.
Nice.
Which is more than a day of my life.
Mm-hmm. And slightly faster than me. But yeah, one of the endings is you go to duel Joey and when you're doing the 108 stars, and then you kill him. But the one you're gonna get is just like, yeah, you're gonna lead the country. And you can't say no, because you can't actually say no, because they'll force you to do it. Unless you have 108 stars,
Yep.
Then you'll just leave and go do your thing with Joey, and it's just like, okay, whatever. But yeah, congrats, you're done. Leroy is not so lucky.
Nope.
Oh. Has Leroy not finished it yet?
No, he just beat Luca Blight like yesterday.
Yep.
Okay. And I never even started.
Good, don't. Like, even more than Xenogears, don't fucking play this
Really?
game. Xenogears occasionally looks good.
Xenogears is also incredibly long.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and this was more concentrated in its badness.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Like,
I still really like Leroy's tweet of Loco Boy fights and kills Hitler.
I
Because
saw
that's
that.
It's basically like it should have been. That should have been the end of the game.
It really
Jesus.
should. I mean, the coda to this is as bad as Ni no Kuni's coda. For just the fuck did that? What's that necessary for? Why?
Yeah.
It's a bad video game. I would have forgiven it quite a lot if, like, there was a shot of protagonist with Ailey as queen. That's the one cute thing in the entire game.
Well, at least you're free now, and
I can start Pokemon. Well, I can't yet because I haven't bought it. But
Yeah.
I can play the fun game tomorrow of getting my flat ready for a parental visit and then recording a podcast.
I mean, if Leroy finishes, because he's
Yeah.
still got a way to go. We're
I
probably
can start
gonna
Exist
get Pokemon.
Archive! Hooray!
And
I'm
I
trying
have
to
like Tales of Destiny to play.
I think I might wait till Exist Archive is a little cheaper.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I just want to get it, like, vaguely current. Give
I'm
me
trying to
something to
think
review for
how
January.
long. I'm trying to think how long Pokemon might even take you, because they're not terribly long games. Like,
And I
they're-
won't be streaming it, so...
Yeah.
It's the sort of thing though where that game is kind of like Pokemon is as long as you make it in a way.
Yeah.
But
like,
also, it's Becky's first.
Yeah,
yeah,
that-
there's gonna be a
that-
lot of me going,
that-
what the fuck am I doing?
that's what. Well, thankfully, this game they do the thing that every new JRPG does, is where it has a mini map and it shows you exactly where you need to go.
That'll
Yeah,
help.
there's still team composition decisions.
Yeah.
Which I'm very bad at, generally.
Yeah, I mean, look at the team you beat the fucking game with.
I've beaten the
Jesus.
game with it on the first full attempt at the boss, even doing the wrong strategy on the first turn. Like,
Well, also thankfully,
This game is easy as shit, though. So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, once you actually take some decent gear.
I mean, I used to play Pokemon by just picking one starter and only using them throughout the entire game.
I'm at severe risk of doing that. Devon
I
will have an aneurysm.
I mean,
have
that-
beaten several of them by doing that.
I mean, that's not even that terrible of an idea, because you just end up over leveling that one Pokemon and you just nuke everything.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well-
it's not like especially with the EXP share as it is in, I guess XY also did this in Sun and Moon. It's just like, you might as well
Yeah.
just pick some Pokemon up just to have like meat
Yeah.
shields, if nothing else.
You basically get the EXP share like an hour into the game.
Cool.
Yeah.
But
I'm counting how many pages of these star sequences I have none of the 3 stars on.
honestly,
so
do
far.
what I would recommend that you do what I do with Team Comp and just pick ones that look cool.
I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
it doesn't really matter that much, because Pokemon's pretty easy and forgiving, and especially now with the EXP share, just like you get enough experience to work with that you are probably rarely ever gonna feel like you're under-leveled, or even if you are under-leveled, that you can't just beat every battle, because none of them are that super difficult.
Cool.
Yeah. And not
Like-
to mention that the type matching thing is like it'll tell you which moves once you've fought a Pokemon once, it'll tell you which moves you have that are effective against it, so
It's helpful.
Yeah, that must be like a really, really nice addition for newer players. And I know like there's a stupid like crappy like gamer nerds of like, oh, it makes the game too easy. It's like,
Fuck off!
it's like
Well,
what-
I mean,
it is Pokemon though.
yeah.
it's,
Who cares?
honestly, this is information that you probably already know, and it's a means for people who don't know it to then find it out.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
People who
like,
didn't.
I don't know how Fairy interacts with everything because I didn't play Gen 6, so it's nice to have that on hand.
Hmm.
like
Yeah.
like I don't know, and there's a lot of weird ones. Like who would guess like, oh, Bug is strong against Dark, because that makes sense.
It's also that I forget. I keep forgetting. Well, I used to keep forgetting that Ghost is ineffective on normal.
Yeah.
But
There's some things I just forget are also like part normal type too, and I'll like throw a ghost move at it. And it's like, oh, I guess that thing is normal type.
Yeah. And then
Yeah, there's a lot of type interactions that I just kind of have ingrained in me, but they also, like, they added Fairy, so, like, oh, this Clefairy is a fucking Fairy type, not a normal type, so I can smack it around.
Yeah, like the weird change, like things that get retroactively changed to Fairy, kind of gets confusing until you're used to it.
well, like,
Mhm.
well, it wasn't Fairy because Ghost and Dark had no weaknesses, right?
Yeah, I mean,
It didn't have enough weaknesses.
well, no, that type combo had 0 weaknesses, though I don't think that's the main reason why Fairy exists is to nerf dragon types, and also incidentally buff steel and poison types as physical typing or as offensive typings,
Mm-hmm.
because poison and steel used to have almost no usage as typings. Like they
I
were
thought
almost
Steel Pokemon looked real cool though.
well, yeah, but like the
guess.
only like offensive steel move you'll probably ever use is like maybe like Bullet Punch.
Like, I think in Gen 4 and earlier, Steel-type Pokemon were always, like, 2-typed, and the second type was always the one you wanted them for.
Exactly, like
Also-
steel was almost extremely just a defensive typing that just existed to be defensive.
I also love now that technical machines are no longer single-use items.
That's nice, yeah. It was weird
Yeah.
getting a TM of Fly, though, because Fly isn't relevant anymore. I was just like, no, this is wrong. This is wrong.
Yeah, there's no HMs anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because all of those have been taken up by Ride Pager in Sun Moon, anyway. And they also gave you, like, Charizard flying capabilities way earlier than I felt was normal. So
I
yeah.
I actually totally didn't notice I had that for like a while because it was so early, and then I looked at my page writer because I mostly just use the D-pad shortcuts. But then I looked at it and it's like, oh, I actually have Charizard.
So there's no, you don't have to. There's no like compulsive like teach this Pokemon this move to go through this environment sort of thing.
Nope, that's all gone.
Thank God.
Yeah, which, I mean,
Because only one of those moves was useful.
I'd argue 2 of them. Waterfall's a good physical.
See, I just like I work that into my team comp because like I always had a water type and I usually taught them surf and then waterfall when it became relevant because they were just like good moves to have, and also Fly was decent. So
God, I remember having a Lugia with strength and like all the HM move, like all HM moves basically.
the
I
HM
didn't
Mule.
know what I was doing.
Strength is also not that bad of a move. I think it's like 90 base power.
Yeah, the problem was I think it was normal, and it's just like you usually don't want normal moves. They're just gap fillers until you have moves you actually want.
Like, unless you really want to optimize like same type attack boost.
Yeah.
But
We just confused the shit out of Beck.
I love you all, and by all means continue. But I do want to interject. Once, when I was working as a note taker in lectures, I was sent as cover into a master's level genetic biology lecture,
Oh.
and I genuinely understood more of an hour of epigenetics than I've understood of the last 10 minutes of conversation. Oh boy, I've got a lot of learning to do this month.
I don't know.
It's easy.
I don't think it's necessary that you have a lot of learning. It might just be that we've internalized a lot by playing so much.
There's also so much of the game. Yeah, there's also so much of the game that's just like systems, like under the hood stuff that doesn't matter at all, and only really matters if you're playing like competitive or like a speed run. Or...
I mean, it's not that I think the game is especially complicated. I'm just in awe of the extent to which you have it memorized.
Oh yeah, that's largely because before this generation,
you kind of had to, didn't you?
Yeah, it was either that or have like a cheat sheet somewhere.
Yeah.
And sometimes even I look up cheat sheets for like, because like I mentioned, they added a new type in the last gen, and I didn't play that, so I have to look that up sometimes.
I remember just like Diamond and Pearl being the first point at which I didn't have to go out and buy a physical strategy guide for the stuff.
Yeah.
I could go to a website.
I almost did that again for Sun and Moon because they have really pretty guides now. They're like hardcover and
capturing
they got, like,
the Final Fantasy market.
Some of those like books, they're just genuinely nice books.
Mm-hmm.
I just wish I had more like physical space to have books and stuff, because I would like more books, but also I live in this small ass room.
At least like an ebook version would be nice.
Yeah, there's also like this.
I've seen one Kindle published Sun and Moon guide already, an unofficial one.
I don't think it'd be. I don't mean like on a Kindle, but more like on a tablet or something.
Yeah.
Well,
like, I mean,
on a
like,
Kindle,
and anything that is Kindle published now can be read on any tablet that the Kindle app runs on, which is all the major ones.
In fact, I actually think it'd be better as like a more dedicated app than an ebook. Actually.
Yeah, because I have a Kindle and I like it, but also if I try and read anything, it gets finicky.
Yeah.
Well, it's the thing.
Especially if I need to hop between sections a lot. It's just like,
The Kindle is built for linear reading.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But which is not like that is a great way of reading plenty of books, but not the best way of reading all books.
Yeah.
Definitely not reference books. But yeah, I think your experience with Pokemon will probably be easier than you're worried about, because I think they've honed a lot of the systems down over the last 20 years.
Yeah, I hope so.
It's fairly intelligible to newcomers without needing to... Like, small children can play this game, Becky. You will be fine.
I'd argue... Okay, I'll let you talk.
Sorry, I was going to say I finished Pokemon games when I was 7.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Is like I'd argue even the older ones are just they're actually easy enough for children to play, and most of the stuff we're talking about is just mostly like weird nerd crap that just like it. Like if you're 7, you won't know this stuff, but the game will still be pretty easy.
Yeah.
And after that,
all of this assumes that I can like get through capturing whatever Pokemon I need to without putting my DS out the window. But I'll try to be good.
I think Becky has a shocking lack of knowledge about Pokemon, and I tweeted a bit about this, but like, oh my goodness.
Oh.
I think, I forget specifics, but Becky genuinely had to ask, like, she wanted to get one of the same versions as one of us, because she thought that the walkthroughs would not be effective if she was playing a different version.
I don't know these things!
No, that's fair. No, that is fair.
It's just kind of shocking how this is happening.
Yeah, it's yeah, they're basically the same games.
And that's the thing that's always kind of baffled me, because just on at least one level, it's such an obvious scam, right?
Yes.
But I get why you go for it, but also
It's the point is that you buy one of them, so someone else buys another one.
Yeah, it's a thing meant to either you buy both copies and 2 Game Boys and a link cable, so you can get all the Pokemon for yourself, or you team up with friends.
yeah.
Or maybe you're someone that had a Super Game Boy 2.
Yeah.
I mean, I went to a rich kid school, so I knew lots of people who had both Pokemon games.
Oh Jesus.
Yep.
I did not know anyone that. I mean, I went to state school, so.
As
Yeah,
much
yeah.
as much as of a Pokemon like nerd and super fan that I tend to be, even I never bought both versions.
I know
You
one guy who buys both versions.
Yeah, there's always one guy.
Ain't that the truth?
But the other thing used to be like, when most gens, there's like the base 2, like you had red and blue, and then there's like a kind of incremental middle third one,
Yeah.
like red and blue had yellow, and then gold and silver had crystal, and a lot of people would end up getting those because they're marginally different and have different like sets of Pokemon, and also they didn't come out at exactly the same time, so your parents had time to get their money back.
Yeah.
in
Oh, hey,
order.
there's Joey. That's what he ended up doing.
Well, we're gonna wait
Fucking
for
off.
Stars.
Can you blame him? That's about what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, if Stars is a real thing, it'll be the first time I bought the third version of a game because I would just like that thing on the Switch.
I'd say Pokemon Crystal is actually probably the most time I've put into a Pokemon game.
Oh yeah, that's right. I did buy Crystal. I completely
Crystal was just
Anyway,
really cool.
that will do for this evening. Thanks for keeping me company, and good riddance
No
to
problem.
Suikoden.
Yep.
All right.
Hello to
Godspeed,
Pokemon.
Suikoden.
Yeah, I hope you enjoy Pokemon.
So